Hello, this is Mrs. Raro, and I am here to teach you the distance formula. All right, so before we tap in right into the formula, we want to understand where it actually comes from. So say, for example, we have 2 points in the coordinate plane. -4, 5, which is located right here. Let's call that letter A. And then let's say this is -2, -1, and let's label that letter B, right? So let's say we wanted to find the distance between these 2 points. You can actually draw a right triangle and find the distance between each sides and then figure out, so this is my right triangle, and then figure out what the hypotenuse is in this graph, right? So here we have from A going down, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units. So this is 6 units. And then from this point going into B, we have 1, 2 units. So this is 2 units and 6 units. So those are the sides of the right triangle. If you apply a squared plus b squared equals c squared, which is the Pythagorean theorem, you would be able to get the length of AB. So both are sides that are given to me. So that's 6 squared plus 2 squared. And I should be able to get c squared. Okay. Let's label c as blue so that we know that's what we're looking for. All right, so 6 squared is equivalent to 36, and then 2 squared is equivalent to 4, and then this is equal to c squared, which is what we're looking for. 36 plus 4 is equivalent to 40, and now we are almost there. And now the square root of 40 is what we need to know, right? So the square root of 40. Now, if it says to round to the nearest tenth, you can use a calculator for that, but it says to simplify it. So we're going to use that nice, wonderful little trick. We're going to find out 2 factors of 40. One of them is going to be the greatest, greatest perfect square that can divide by 40. So the greatest perfect square that can divide by 40 is only 4 and 10. All right, so 4, the square root of 4 gets reduced by a whole number 2, and the square root of 10 doesn't anymore. So this is the hypotenuse. C is equal to 2 radical 10. All right, and that answers the question of what is the length of the distance between these 2 points. All right, so that's the gist. That is where the distance formula really comes from, the Pythagorean theorem. So why don't you go ahead and try this. Sorry, that's the explanation. This one by yourself and see if you can figure this out on your own. Pause this video and see. Okay, so the first thing we do is to draw out the right triangle. So it looks like here and here we'll make a right angle. Okay, so now you have to count the number of points. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 6 units. And then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, also 6 units. Okay. All right, so we use a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So a and b are both 6, so this is plus 6 squared equals c squared. And now we have 36 plus 36, which is equal to c squared. And now we have 72, so this is 72. When you add them, equals c squared. And now we have to take the square root of both sides. And we need to find out the largest perfect square that 72 can divide it by. So I think the largest perfect square that 72 can divide by is 36. So you can divide 36, and when you do divide it by 36, you'll get 2. Okay, so now we're almost there, guys. Hang tight. This is going to become 6 squared of 2, which is the value of c. So I hope that's what you got. Okay. All right, so now let's move forward to the distance formula. So all in all, if you find this to be easy, that's great if you have a graph, right? That's great if that you can plot it and you actually have a graph paper. But if you don't have a graph paper, so such as this question right here, it's just much easier for you to use some sort of a formula that always works. And this formula is called the distance formula. And again, the distance formula is just the same as using the Pythagorean theorem. All right, so the distance formula states that the distance of a line is equivalent to the square root of the difference of your x's squared plus the difference of your y's all squared. All right, so if you're given 2 points, I want you to start labeling them so that you know which one is your x and which one is your y. So your first point is x1, and then this is y1, and then your second point is x2, and then this is y2. All right, so applying the distance formula, it is the square, oops, sorry, it's way too much. All right, it is the square root of the difference of your x's, all squared, plus the difference of your y's, all squared. All right. So, and D can stand for differences. So now you just have to substitute what you know. So this is -3. Please bring down the minus. Even if these are negatives, you still have to bring down your minus signs. And now x sub 2 is -8, and then I want to square that, okay? All squared. And then y sub 1 here is -2. Bring down your minus sign, and then y sub 2 is +4, and I want to square that. All right, so inside and then work your way outside. So I'm going to do this one first. -3 minus a -8. So I'm going to figure that out in red. So -3 plus 8 is equal to +5. All right, so again, I'm going to do this. And this is +5 and then all squared. Okay, and then plus. So again, I'm going to do this in red. So -2 minus 4 is -6. So we want -6 inside and -6 all squared, the squared outside. All right, we're almost there. So this is 25 plus 36. Okay, so I'm going to do now I'm going to do 25 plus 36. This one right over here. All right, and then that's how I will get my final answer. So 25 plus 36 is equivalent to 61. So now the final answer is D equals the square root of 61. Now, the square root of 61 is its simplest term already because I can't divide 61 any longer by a perfect square other than 1. Okay? All right, and that's the process. Thank you for watching.